Hey guys, I'm back with another In Time's Dream. This one is going to be a lot shorter than the last one, but I feel it's just as poignant. Like I said in the first video, I've had several of these sort of dreams, like a lot of them, but I am not going to share all of them because some of them are not uh, family appropriate. But I want to share some. I'll be sharing some of the ones that I've had and some of the ones that I feel have been more poignant to me. But yeah, as and the thing is, as the time has drawn by and as things have continued to go, how the world has continued to go, and how things are playing out, things are starting to look more like they did in my dreams. Like when I first started having these dreams, the world was still like it wasn't like it is now. But as things carry on, as things carry on, they begin to look more and more like they did in my dreams. So yeah, let's get right into it. So in this dream, once again, I won't share everything, but I'm gonna try to share what I can. In this dream, I was, me and my family were at our house, and as you guys might know, I'm from a big family. We have a family ministry and thing. So yeah, we're tight. We're a tight family. But we were in the house, and all of a sudden it got dark. Like the sky clouded over. It got dark, and it became very luminous, became very I don't know, depressed. The vibe of the feel and the feeling of the dream became very depressed, and like the whole sky like clouded over and everything. And I looked outside, and there was a path leading from our house into the woods. And around the path, you could see the path, but around the path was dark, like completely dark. And around our house was dark, but there was still light in the house. Our house was still lit, and there was still light, but outside, like around our house was still light. There was still light around the house, but like after a little ways off, it became dark, and there was just a darkness all around. And as you guys also might know, we are very much into swords and such. And in my dream, we all had our swords out, and we were just walking around with our swords. We were just like everyday life. We were just walking around with our swords and thing. And we just knew that okay, things had gone dark. Like the world had gone dark. The world outside of our house, the world beyond outside, had gone dark. And we were gonna defend our home from like our home was still light, and the light was still in our home, but around it was dark, and we knew we had to defend the home. We knew we had to be there and like just be at our house and defend it with the swords. And that was the end of that one. And there was another one I had that was a literal continuation of this dream, but I'll film that one later. But a few things I wanted to mention about this dream is the first thing is in our ministry we carry around the swords as a symbol of like, first of all, being a warrior for God. Second of all, well, they're both. I wouldn't say second of all, but another reason is to to be like the word to be a symbol of the word of God. Like the Bible is always talking about how the word of God is your sword, and the word of God is the weapon of God, is the sword of God, and that's so true. So we carry around the swords in symbolism of that. And in my dream, the swords we weren't only carrying them around as self defense, but we are also, like, I got from the dream that it was the swords were a part of the light that was still excuse me, the swords were a part of the light that was still in our house. So as I got the gist of that, if we put the swords down, then the darkness would have enveloped the house. The darkness that was around us, the darkness that was around everything, would have been able to envelop the house. Like if we had decided to put our swords down. I just got that feeling from the dream. The vibe of the dream was that. I understood that. Once again, I understood that the dream was the end times. I understood that it was taking place. The dream was taking place in the end times. This wasn't one of the dreams that are like set in like true reality. Like I've had some end time dreams where like it was like so real and like vivid reality, and things only worked like they do in the real world. But this one was very poignant as far as the swords go, and that, yeah. So I just wanted to say, guys, that things might not always be how they are now. Like things might get tough. Well, things will get tough, but we all know that. But it'll likely happen in your lifetime. So you gotta sharpen your swords. Your swords have to be sharp. You gotta walk in the spirit. You gotta have the word of God in your heart. So that's what that dream really told me, is that it's gonna be very important in those dark days that are coming, because they are coming. It's gonna be very important to have the sword of God. It's gonna be very important to have the word of God. You're gonna need to have that spiritual connection, that spiritual. You're gonna need to be a warrior. So yeah, it's gonna be very important for you, for me, for everyone that claims to be a follower of God, of Yah. Now, guys, another thing is I wanted to just say is that it's gonna be the times that we're heading for. It's not gonna be cut and dry. Okay, you're in or you're out. You're gonna have to make decisions whether or not you're gonna go along with this stuff. Like, you're not going to, it's not gonna be an automatic, okay, this is evil, this is good, like one and another. You're gonna have to make decisions of what you're gonna do, because like I just said, it's not gonna be cut and dry. You're gonna have to know. If you don't have the word of God, it's gonna be very easy to fall into some of the traps. If you don't know what to look for, if you haven't studied it, if you don't have the word of God hidden in your heart, it's gonna be very easy to fall in to some of these traps that the enemy has out there to catch God's people. So just another thing I wanted to mention. But yeah, I'll come back on here some other time with another dream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and guys, just continue to pray. We're in some dark days, we're in some dark, evil days, and it's obvious that there's an onslaught going on against God's people. So just continue to be in the Word and pray and encourage each other. Encourage. That's very important, to encourage each other. So yeah, I hope you guys are staying well, and God bless you.